A man in Colorado is showing support for vets in a very creative way.
The secret is keep these things sharp.
When you meet Bob Scott, the first thing you notice is his big, jovial laugh. Second only to his character and the love he holds for our country's veterans.
There's nothing you can do good enough to recognize a vet as far as I'm concerned.
It's why he spends hours here in his woodworking shop, carving out a small way to show his big appreciation.
I could sit down and carve and think about how much time they spent away from home in the service, and really nobody at home cares. They deserve notice. They don't get much.
For the past 4 years, Bob has been making canes and giving them away to our country's veterans. It's a tall task for an 88-year-old with arthritis, but don't tell him that.
I spend all day looking for at least 40 8-foot sticks, and I cut these down to 36 inches, whatever, and then I bring them home. It takes me about 4 hours to make one ready to go.
To date, he's given away more than 150 of his creations, each one unique and handmade, marked with the words, "Walk with Bob."
I don't know anybody that's done more than Bob for people he doesn't know.
That's Rod Koberstein. He received one of Bob's canes a few years ago.
He's carved two faces, he's carved houses, and of course he always puts "Walk with Bob" on the cane.
So did Charlie Nash.
It's a place of honor in my house. It's special, very special.
The meaning is not lost on these old-timers, just as it's never been lost on Bob.
When you enlist in the Army the day before Pearl Harbor, you have quite the story to tell, and we think it's good to know.
I hadn't even got sworn in when the war broke out.
Eddie Wilson was ready to join the Army. It was the day before the attack on Pearl Harbor when he says he was about to enlist, when the Japanese pulled him into the war.
Well, am I going to war now? Yes.
While the attack delayed his enlistment a little bit, this Hamilton native was pulled into the Army 25 days later on January 1st, 1942.
I wound up with the 369th.
The 369th Coast Anti-Aircraft Artillery Regiment was a segregated all-black unit based out of New York. Eddie found himself soon heading out west after basic and additional training, until he found himself in Hawaii, manning the beaches, protecting the island state from any possible further attacks from the Japanese.
8
or 10 hours just there on the gun?
Yeah.
While he admits his memory, as he prepares to turn 100, isn't as sharp as it once was, he can certainly recall his disdain for ships and the long voyage to eventually make his way to Guam.
I was seasick from the first day I got on the boat until the last day I got off. I wasn't the only one. It was more people on that were seasick than me, but I was really seasick.
So you wouldn't have done well in the Navy?
No, I wouldn't have went in the Navy. No.
He would eventually be assigned to the 870th Anti-Aircraft Artillery Automatic Weapons Battalion, serving his years on deployment, he says, without a single day off. And that's not all he went without.
Now, I hadn't been paid since I'd been in the service.
So you hadn't received a single paycheck during your time?
No. The paycheck, they say we were getting $21 a month.
He says they wrote him a check when he separated from the Army to settle his tab, so to speak. As for living to the ripe age of 100, he has this simple advice.
You want to live a little longer, just don't mess with nobody.
More acts of kindness ahead for our veterans.
Gives you chills when you think about it, because even though their business may be hurting, they're still wanting to help others, still wanting to give out.
Stay tuned. It's good to know.